Well, good morning, grandchildren. Time for Walk-Up Tales number 12. This has to do with your grandmother who has all of our life, through more than 50 years of marriage, has been so supportive of me and my career. She has saved my bacon so many times, and one of the ultimate saviors is this story I'm going to tell you today. Um, I was contracted to play a Boston Pops concert with Arthur Fiedler at the Seaport. Uh, it's a large convention center in Boston near the harbor, and it was a fundraiser for Michael Dukakis. And as you would remember if you were older, Michael Dukakis ran for president, and he was the son-in-law of Arthur Fiedler. I'm sorry, the son-in-law, not of Arthur Fiedler, but of Harry Ellis Dixon. And Harry Ellis Dixon was conducting the concert. So it wasn't Fiedler. At any rate, Harry contracted the orchestra and so forth, and we lived in Duxbury at the time, and I drove all the way in from Duxbury to Boston to the Seaport place, and that's a good hour's drive, and got there and got out of the car, found a parking place, a meter, and got out and closed the door and realized that I had locked the car door, and the engine in the car was still running, and my trombone was in the back seat. And those are not the days when you had clickers and automatic openers and so forth. So I was stuck. And I arrived an hour earlier than I always did, because I would arrive early enough to warm up for 35 or 40 minutes, go have a cup of coffee and get back to the rehearsal. So I called Susan, who I knew if she left right away would get there in plenty of time to help me get my trombone out of the car. Which she did. She left Duxbury and drove like the wind and got there with the two kids in seatbelts inside the car, and helped me unlock the car. As she was coming into view down the street towards me, I suddenly remembered, to my horror, that I had a spare key to the car hidden away in my wallet. Needless to say, I did not tell her that or remind her of that as she drove up. She came and unlocked the car, and I got my trombone out, and I went and played the concert, and I never told her until much later in the day that evening, that the situation with the key in the wallet. And the concert was also very interesting because we got on stage, and there was a huge crowd wandering around, talking and blabbering and drinking, and Fiedler played, Harry played the first march, which is some kind of march, and the audience never stopped to listen and never stopped talking and wandering around. And Harry threw his baton and said, "Well, we're done here." And so the musicians left the stage, and we got our full pay for an entire evening's concert, playing just one march. So that was kind of cool. But Susan was, needless to say, not happy when I told her the story about the key in the wallet.